Experience the all-new Digicel Talk and Data plan. Get more data with unlimited talk right now with Digicel. Get 500 megabytes of data with free talk for 7 days. Only $25. Now you can enjoy data with free talk. Yes, talk and data plans that cater to your needs. Now at Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Digicel. Be extraordinary.
Get ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16th in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual happy hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes and rum shop, and the return of the Jing Ping Ting. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16th, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
In news this morning, Dr. Samuel Christian says he has information of Dominicans living abroad who have accepted bribes from the DLP government to vote for them in the 2014 general elections. However, Dr. Christian believes, due to the revelations brought forth by the Dominica Freedom Party, the electorate will begin making the right decisions when the next general elections are held in Dominica. In the region, exploring opportunities for tourism growth in key source markets was the focus for the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority, APTA, at a planning retreat held recently. In attendance were marketing teams from the destination's North American, United Kingdom, European, Canadian, and Caribbean markets, along with a small focus group of local private sector stakeholders to include airline, hotel, and tourism representatives. The meeting was convened just 1 day after the successful completion of the 4th annual showcase Antigua and Barbuda. The strategic meeting was led jointly by Chairman of APTA, Richard Skerritt, the CEO of APTA, Colin C. James, and tourism consultant Shirlene Nibbs. It was hosted by the Antigua and Barbuda Hospitality Training Institute. And U.S. President Donald Trump has met Pope Francis for a short private audience on the third leg of his overseas trip. The Vatican said after the meeting that there had been an exchange of views on international issues and spoke of the need to continue good relations. Mr. Trump said they had a fantastic meeting. The two men have in the past clashed on issues such as migration, climate change, and a Mexico-U.S. wall. Mr. Trump also met Italy's president and prime minister while in Rome. He is now flying on to Brussels for a summit of NATO, the Western Military Alliance. That concludes your morning news update, brought to you compliments Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited and Digicel. I am Richie Ferrell with the Q95 News team. Would like to thank Matthias Peltier for linking. Join us again at 12 p.m. for the midday news package with Kimberly Benjamin. Good morning.
Free talk, more data, Digicel. Experience the all-new Digicel Talk and Data plan. Get more data with unlimited talk right now with Digicel. Get 500 megabytes of data with free talk for 7 days for only $25. Now you can enjoy data with free talk. Yes, talk and data plans that cater to your needs. Now at Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Digicel. Be extraordinary.
Get ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16th in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual happy hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes and rum shop, and the return of the Jing Ping Ting. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16th, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
Mr. Vegas, and I just want to take time out to tell you how great God has been to me. If God has been great to you, I want you all just enjoy this song. I climbed up to the highest mountain, looked all around, couldn't find nobody. Went down into
This episode of Health Vibes is brought to you by the brand you trust the most, Jolly's Pharmacy Limited, leading the way in healthcare.
At Jolly's Pharmacy, your health and wellness is our passion. No wonder Jolly's Pharmacy provides the widest variety of the highest quality vitamin supplements and remedies for your lifestyle activity and nutritional needs. Take care of your body. Get the multivitamins Advantage supply to enhance, promote, improve, repair, and revitalize your body. Jolly's for the complete line of preventative and curative health supplies and tonics. Rejuvenate with men's and women's one-a-day tablets. Boost concentration. Tricentrum Silver and omega-3s to build your immune and nervous system functions, strengthen your cardiovascular system, boost bone health. For stamina, get all your natural balanced megavites herbal supplements, men's daily formula for sexual energy and function, Saw Palmetto plus supplements to soothe joint pain. Feel like a dynamo, get up and go, catch back your mojo at Jolly's, Dominica's principal healthcare pharmacy. Why? Because you deserve more from a drugstore.
Jolly's Pharmacy presents a new and innovative radio program, Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Every Wednesday morning on Q95 FM. Health Vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lando and Pearl Fontaine Butler. Health Vibes from 10:15 to 11 a.m. It's not just your average talk show. It's appealing and educational with a bit of humor. Real vibes on your health. Now, that's the vibe. Health Vibes on Q95. Every Wednesday from 10:15 to 11 a.m. with Pearl and Carlton. Tune in.
Welcome to Health Vibes, Dominica's most foremost program on health, medicine, nutrition, and wellness, featuring the latest news on conventional and alternative medicine and healthcare. Now, here's your host, Carlton Lando, and co-host, Pearl Fontaine Butler.
Pleasant good morning to you. We are so happy to be joining you on another episode of Health Vibes. It's a beautiful day on the Nature Isle, Dominica. And I tell you, man, there is no place like Dominica on this earth. We are, the best people, friendliest, all now, so it's mango season. So if you're hearing me and you're in New York, it's guava season, it's passion fruit season, it's cherry season. The summer is just buzzing with so many fruits on Dominic.
Listen, you just made me smile when you said it's mango season because, I love mangoes. And my husband brought me a bunch of mangoes recently. And so every morning, it's just so lovely to get up to a mango. I'm telling you, a juicy mango. And then my eldest son, he brought me a mango bab. And I'm like, well, the skin kind of looks really different. It's almost quite hard and wrinkly, and you think this is not good. And let me tell you something, this morning I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. And Carlton,
you close your eyes.
Oh my God. The taste was just, I can't even describe it. Every mango has a distinct taste, right? And a lot of people prefer grafted mangoes, but that mango bab, my favorite used to be mango long, right? But now, I eat all kinds of mangoes, but I have not had a mango bab. The first thing I said when I ate that mango was Grand Bay. It reminded me of growing up, my summers in Grand Bay.
Yeah.
Because that mango is very distinct and it has that taste. It just took me way back to the summers that I used to spend in Grand Bay. Oh my gosh. So yes, I smiled so largely this morning when Carlton mentioned mangoes. And good morning to you all. And I hope you all are stocking up on all your fruits, your fresh fruits and not imported fruits. I hope that you're eating.
And you can actually freeze them.
Absolutely.
Now is a good time to buy them in abundance while they're cheap and freeze them.
Right.
The nutritionists always recommend that.
That's right.
Pearl,
that's right.
Last week was a very good week for us as it was Oral Health Week. And for the past 3 years, Jolly's Pharmacy has been really supporting and sponsoring Oral Health Week on Dominica. And so we really want to say it was a successful week, working with the Ministry of Health, the Dental Division. I think the objectives were met, and we are always, on the crusade for optimal health. Whether it's oral health, whether it's your own physiological health, just making sure that the message gets out there that we, at the end of the day, we must be totally responsible for our bodies. And I was giving a lecture just on Monday, and I was saying to the people that we manage everything so well. We make sure that our vehicle engines are it's operating well. We make sure that our homes are looking good. But how much time do we take to really manage our own body?
Well, that in that case, the question is, do we really manage ourselves well? Because we will manage the affairs of everything else. We make sure, and speaking from a woman's perspective, we will make sure that everyone is fed, everyone is bathed, everybody's clothes is well taken care of. But do we really take care of ourselves? Do we really manage ourselves? And, when we had the dentist on, Dr. Jura on, and Dr. St. Louis, I think, it really spoke volumes to me at how important it is to take care of our oral health. Our mental health is just as important.
Yes.
Our physical health is just as important. I mean, there are so many aspects to the body that sometimes I think we get up and we just take it for granted. Yes, we're alive, we're functioning, bamwali, but do you really take time to feed your body the vitamins and the nutrients that it needs, the exercise that it needs? I mean, when you're young and you're in school, you have sports. It's an activity, something that you must do. You are graded on it. And then sometimes along the way, when you're done with school, it just is right out of the window.
Right.
Nobody exercises. You just totally forget about it. But it is a requirement for your physical health.
Pearl, one of the things too that I've seen though is that many of us don't know as adults how to relax.
Well, this is it.
How to relax,
This is it.
to really just spend some quiet time and just relax. We don't know how to do that. So some of us relax with a cell phone in our hands. Some of us relax looking at sports, you know, and sometimes even looking at something happening in sports may get you angry.
Right.
And then you ask yourself, are you really relaxed? So I think we may need to look at relaxation, having maybe a discussion on that in a subsequent show.
Right.
And its importance. I was saying at the same lecture too, that even for me, I have begun doing some audits with my groceries. And now my cupboard is almost looking mega, as they would say, because the choices for healthy foods are so slim sometimes in terms of what is readily available in the supermarkets. Because when you look at most of us who go to shop and we go to the point of sale, we ask ourselves, what are we really taking home to eat?
Right.
So that when you begin to get so conscious of it, you recognize that your grocery cart is almost empty.
That's right.
We have a call already.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Good morning, caller.
A blessing and a spirit-filled Wednesday to you all
Same
and to
to
the
you.
lovely people of Dominica.
Good morning to you, my friend. How are you doing?
I am thankful for life and thank God for giving me another chance and another day to see life.
Excellent.
You are speaking about eating healthy.
Yeah, we're just chatting still. Yes.
Well, sometimes me as and others as poor persons, those things that they want us to eat is expensive. And then these days now you going to eat things and when you get to find out the things are fraudulent. Like these things, stuff and all those. We had a ban on certain things that came in that wasn't good. So you don't know what to do when it comes to in eating now. And then sometimes the people that preparing the things that they're giving you, like the plastic rice and you don't know. You're eating, but you're still scared. Sometimes the planters too, some of them, they're going to be genuine and using the full amount of pesticides or whatever they're supposed to put on the things, and some they just put on what they feel like. Yes. I heard a farmer here in my country was saying that there's a certain set of people that live in here that they do farming and they do not eat the things that they plant because they know what they are doing. And then sometimes people try to get the things grow up fast, and all the chemicals them we are eating. So
Yeah.
what can I do but just ask God, for guidance and to keep your body until He's ready for it. But what I called to speak about, I am happy and I'm sad, and I know God is in control. I have 3 grandchildren, three boys. I have 5, but 3 boys from my daughter. Their father have glaucoma. He's a young person in his 30s. And my 3 grandsons have glaucoma too.
Wow.
And I haven't seen the second boy for a little while. And he came with me Sunday to bring me my Mother's Day gift because I wasn't home on Mother's Day. And he's partially blind, and
Wow.
I tell you, that thing just sent me off. He's 10 years old. And if you can see, people just try to, I could say, fear you, do you all kind of evil things. I'm studying about my grandson because he's almost there. It deteriorating all the time. So I would like you to, if you could bring somebody. And
Yes.
I looking it up on thing and trying to look to find out which foods that we could give to help. I saw him this morning on Good Morning Bobby. I saw a television show they have, and the school, Alison Hines and some other artists and some person who have a musical, who sell equipment. They bought in some equipment for them, and he displayed the bongo drums. So I was happy to still see he's doing something, but I know that when something happens to us in our life, God make us strong in the other parts. He, from about 7 years old, he was cooking so he can cook. So just keep me in your prayers, and I wish you always do for people, and just have me pray for it. It really take a toll on me because I know that he was wearing glasses and things, but I didn't know that he thing. I tried it. I was giving him something, and I didn't know that he couldn't take it. His sister then, which is older than him, she had to take it from me and give it to him, and then she explained to me, and that thing just every time I see that, it just really hurts. But I didn't know that glaucoma was in children so young. I was surprised when a couple of years back when I heard about diabetes in babies too.
Well, we'll keep you in your prayers,
Thank
prayers,
you very much.
and just keep the faith.
I will.
All right, take care.
Thank you, and you all have a blessed day. And I always enjoy the program. I miss some, but I listen when I'm out, but I cannot call because I'm not at home.
I know,
Okay.
I know. Take
All right,
care.
take care, Pearl.
All right, God bless
all
you.
the best to you, likewise.
Yes.
All right, take care.
Well, before you get into the news items, though, I wanted to mention something briefly that I saw on Monday. It was, and our friend from Barbados me call back about it, and it was quite disturbing. I don't know if you've seen it, because it really it says a lot about what's happening in our society, and it again gets into the whole notion of sexual health and safety. There is this video that I saw that came apparently from Barbados, where in a classroom, a classroom setting, you're seeing boys doing schoolwork, writing, and this young schoolgirl comes. She shifts her underwear and begin to have sex with a boy in the classroom.
Wow.
Live. Apparently, I'm assuming that the classroom wasn't supervised, that there was maybe no teacher at the time, but you could see that students were writing and so forth right in the classroom. And you know that definitely it was unprotected sex, young people. And you ask yourself, what is really happening? So we know that you could get into the debate of morality and young people and all of that. But then for me, it was more about the sexual health and safety, the type of choices that we're making. Your child is at school. You think that your child is in a safe environment, a controlled environment and is in a learning institution, and then you saying something like that, and it goes viral. And apparently what was disturbing about it, somebody was filming the activity, what was happening, and it's now viral.
Well,
and
you know what I find, what I think part of the problem is that I would like I love speaking to young women, right? And one of the things that I would like to do is not to scare them, but I think part of the problem is that we don't discuss the spiritual aspect of having intercourse when you're not married. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about what we can open up ourselves to when we engage in such activities. I mean, we focus on, yes, STDs and things of that nature, pregnancy and the moral aspect of it. Like, how can you just come into the class and do something like that? Like, what is happening? What are you being taught at home? These are the things that we look at, but we don't talk about the spiritual aspect. And I think by far that's one of the most significant aspects of engaging in sexual intercourse, especially among young people.
Because you, I mean, based on from what I've seen, what I saw, you could see that they must have been by about 15, 16 years old. Two young people, you know?
Unbelievable.
You know, so that's concerning.
And going back to what our caller spoke about when she was talking about eating, and not knowing, you know, it's like you're eating but you're scared. Part of that problem is we're not really taught how to eat properly. And we grow up fostering bad habits. You know, we create bad habits and we continue to live by those bad habits. So when time comes for a change, we find like, what are we going to do? Sometimes eating a mango and a banana in the morning is fine.
That's it.
It's fine.
You don't
have to have bread. As a matter of fact, I read something recently that talked about 7 or 10 culprits of cancer, and one of them is flour. When your body consumes that after a period of time, it adds to the development of cells. And when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, I mean, we live in a culture that will not, it feels like you're going to die if you don't have bread.
I know. We have a caller. Good morning,
Good
caller.
morning.
Yeah, good morning, Carlton.
My friend, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm trying my best under the circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah, and good morning to Pearl.
Good morning to you.
Pearl, I heard you sounding so elated about eating that mango barb.
Yeah.
Sounded like it's sending you into rehab. That's just magic for this morning. It's rhyming.
What's that?
I think that's all he wanted to say this morning.
We have another caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning,
good
caller.
morning. Okay.
Okay.
there you go.
But Pearl, I really wanted, because yesterday I was having a conversation with some. Okay, we have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning to my favorite announcer.
Good morning to you, my friend. How are you?
Doing good this morning.
Excellent.
When you talk, I was just under the mango tree, just sitting at 3 mangoes, 3 grafted mango in my ear. I go under the mango tree and I pick 3 and I eat it. I just finished with a piece of pawpaw and a piece of pineapple. I say, boy, today was a good day for me.
Yes.
They talk about the fruit.
Yes.
Imagine having niece there, and I make sure she eats all the fruit. Because I bring her mango, bring her apricot, pineapple, and she loves it.
Yes.
Yesterday I give her pawpaw. She tell me, boy, it's a good thing I come down and visit all you. See good fruits all you have, because in America we don't get them like that.
Yes, yes.
And she tell me she loves the grafted mango. And I get a few mango long. And she tell me, boy, that good and good. And I just thinking about you. But I'll stop by you, Carlton,
All right.
later.
Okay, my dear.
Right. So do have a blessed day, and
Thank
Pearl
you.
do have a blessed day.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
And this is it. When I ate the mangoes this morning, you know what my body said? Thank you for the natural sugars.
Yes.
I don't add sugar to anything.
Right.
White processed sugar, brown sugar, I don't do it. You can get your natural sugars from the fruits that you eat. My body just said, thank you. I get it. I get it. It's that simple. And you know what? This is what makes living on this island so amazing.
Right. Because yesterday I was having a conversation with someone who is an expert, and the person was saying to me that many of the white foods that we eat that are processed, they use bleach to make them white.
But of course.
And I was...
Our flour is bleached. Yes.
So I'm like bleach, like bleach?
Bleached, yes.
She said, yeah.
Can you imagine?
And this is, I mean...
and we've been consuming this for eons.
Yeah.
You know? So now an alternative for me is to use breadfruit flour or potato flour, sweet potato flour. There's a company here that produces that. You purchase it. It's a little more expensive, but you know what? It's better for you. It's better for you. You know, there are ways around it. And listen, and I'm not even where I want to be in that domain, right? There's some people out there, which I haven't gotten in contact with yet, that eat well and that live this way and have no issues with making the right choices. You know, it's about creating habits. It's about creating the life you want to live.
Yeah. And then, I mean, when you do the balance sheets, you would recognize that you might say, but this flour that you've spoken about is going to cost me more. But when you have to do all these tests and all these medications you're on, you end up spending way more.
So, and this goes back to a conversation I had with somebody recently when I said, how was it that people survived many years ago? How was it that we had so many centenarians? And he just simply said it, you know, in a way that I thought, wow, even though you know it, but just to hear it, it reiterates how significant it is to live off the land, to eat what you grow. You may have a fish here and there. He said Sunday was the day that we had the biggest meal.
Yes.
But every other day you might have had a little something for breakfast, this for lunch. You weren't overeating, you weren't being overfed. You didn't have to have a bunch of cheese, and everything was just simple.
So your mom, you know, you had leftover provisions and it was either fried or it was roasted, and that was your breakfast.
Right. Yeah. And roasted would have been the way to go back then. My great-grandmother lived to 100. I'm fortunate enough to boast of that. And it's because she ate well.
Yes.
She ate well. And down to the day she died, she ate well, you know? So we have another caller? Oh, they hung up.
All right. So, Pearl, we have some news this morning.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. In the region, topping the news in health this week, Jamaica's health ministry issues leptospirosis gastroenteritis alerts. The Ministry of Health in Jamaica last week issued alerts about leptospirosis and gastroenteritis, urging the public to look out for associated symptoms after the country was battered by rains for several days. In 2 different health advisories, the ministry reminded the public of the dangers of swimming in water, which has resulted from flooding or eating foods that might have been contaminated with animal urine. In the advisory about leptospirosis, the ministry singled out parents and caregivers, advising them to ensure that children do not play in these waters or eat such foods that may be affected. In the advisory on gastroenteritis, the Ministry of Health similarly singled out parents of small children, reminding them to pay particular attention to their children for signs of the condition following the persistent rainfall. The ministry also advised medication should not be used to stop the diarrhea or vomiting. Oral rehydration fluid, or ORF, should be used to replace the water and special substances that are lost as a result of vomiting and or diarrhea. According to the ministry, if a child is breastfed, continue breastfeeding your child frequently. And in addition to that, other fluids such as coconut water, diluted fruit juices, as well as plain water can also be given. Do not give sweet drinks.
I think this is, I know that Jamaica really, they had some really bad weather last week. But again, this is important. Even in Dominica, we've had our own concerns of what leptospirosis and how dangerous it is, particularly with rodents and their urine. And leptospirosis can really kill because it really affects the
Absolutely.
the
We've
liver.
had a few deaths here in Dominica, so we know all too well.
Right. And that's why I'm always big on saying to people, if the snakes are not bothering you, leave the snakes.
But here's the thing also, we can learn from what happens in the other region, in the other countries in our region. We can most certainly, take a page out of their book, per se, so that if something like that, if we were to experience heavy rainfalls, we would know what not to do ahead of time.
That's it.
On the international scene, a surge in dehydration diarrhea patients in Delhi hospitals in India. As the national capital continues to sweat, many hospitals are witnessing a rise in heat stroke, diarrhea, and dehydration cases, doctors reported on Tuesday. 3 hospitals in the city have reported an almost 30% surge in patients in the outpatients department. The patients are mostly children below 3 years and people above 50. One hospital has seen nearly 350 patients in the last 2 weeks. Another hospital also reported receiving nearly 700 to 800 dehydration and diarrhea patients. A senior consultant said during summer, microbial activities increase in the hot and humid season that cause infection and aggravate acidity along with indigestion. Atul Raheja, associated with the medicine department of the hospital, said when the exposure to heat continues, the cooling mechanism breaks down, leading to a life-threatening heat stroke. Raheja stated, to prevent dehydration, heat exhaustion, and cramps, keep yourself well hydrated. Drink water throughout the day to prevent dehydration or over-exhaustion. He added, consuming healthy foods during summer is also an important factor. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables with high water content will keep the body light and hydrated.
Watermelon.
I'm telling you, watermelon, yes. I think this is a great story as we are also experiencing unusual heat in Dominica. I mean, it's unusually hot. And I think that we all need to keep, hydrated. We need to remind ourselves to drink a lot of water. There's some people, it's not a habit to drink water.
Yes.
Or to drink a lot of water. I know I used to be there. But we have to remind ourselves. And I started by using an app, a water app on my phone that would alert me to drink water. And it would allow me to punch in exactly how much water I drank for the day. And it told me exactly how much water I should drink based on my weight and my height. So I think that we need to really stay hydrated, especially during these hot days.
And then Pearl as well, you want to be more cognizant as to the type of clothing that you're going to be wearing at this time. So you want to wear basically cool clothing, cotton, linen rather than polyester or nylon, which basically will keep you hotter and will not absorb, moisture. And so you want breathable fabric to be wearing at this time of you.
That's very true.
You want to at the same time to pay closer attention to your skin, and during that time of year, we tend to have more skin problems. We tend to have more allergic reactions. We tend to see more tinnias, and those are type of fungal inflammations. We tend to see more rashes at that time of year. So you really want to pay close attention to your skin. You want to shower more frequently as well. You want to make sure that you scrub your skin, not just take a bath of soap and pass over your skin, but actually, peel off the dead skin.
That's called exfoliation. Yes, you definitely need to exfoliate your skin.
And so it's I think this really is a very good news item.
Yes, I think so too. On the international scene, 1 dead and 9 hospitalized with botulism after eating nacho cheese sauce. CNN reported that 1 person is dead and 9 others hospitalized after they contracted botulism from eating contaminated nacho cheese sauce at a gas station outside of Sacramento, California. The California Department of Public Health, CDPH, released a statement Monday indicating the cheese sauce had tested positive for the toxins released by bacteria that cause the illness. The same toxins were identified in patients tested by the department. The CDPH said it doesn't believe there is any continued threat to the public because the contaminated sauce was removed from sale on May 5th. Botulism is a rare illness caused by nerve toxins released by a bacteria called Clostridium botulinum, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Symptoms can include blurred vision, drooping eyelids, slurred speech, and paralysis, among others. Some cases can be fatal. CDPH Director and State Public Health Officer Dr. Karen Smith also stressed the importance of looking out for the potential risk of foodborne illnesses such as barbecue since the season begins in the summer. And Carlton, that's so true, but we live in a tropical climate, so we can have barbecue all year round. So we do need to be on the alert.
And Pearl, you know, we've had the environmental health people before on our show, and they've spoken
That's
about
right.
that, you know, in terms of preparation. How do we prepare meats? At what temperatures are they stored? Under what conditions are they procured? These are things that are very, very important, because at that time, you know, many of us people, you know, we just sometimes, you know, just eat from anywhere and any corner, you know, that we might be walking or driving from. And these are things that we really need to pay attention to.
That's right.
You know, bacteria
That's right.
grows very quickly on foods.
We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
I'm back again.
Yes, dear.
Carlton
I
did
just-
say you'd call back.
I know he know me. No, I'm saying that this is something that's sweeping through the Caribbean, because I saw one from St. Vincent. When the mother saw it, she had a stroke.
Wow.
So, but it seems to me, when I saw it, you know, some people say you shouldn't see these things, but it is a learning process. You get to see things that I never, in my almost 60 years, I've never seen. I heard about some of them I've seen that people sending either on Facebook or WhatsApp and showing you that is reality. And you got to face it, and it's a learning process for me because I'll be able to tell the youngsters, no, just be careful, even going parking out. I saw one with this couple park out, and somebody, they probably slept there till morning, and somebody took them and put it on the phone. Before they work at the two young people, I tell them, well, don't do it. It ain't something good to be parking out now. But I still glad, because it could be somebody to go and kill them or rob them. You know, but this was in St. Vincent, and you can see that the young girl, it was a group of school girls, boys, and a senior person was in the room. And you could see that child was drugged. From a good school too, and so that when your mother saw it, she had a stroke. So it is something that is just, and you cannot put a mind in persons, especially children. You talk. All you could do is just ask God to, you know, keep them. But they are out there and they are unsafe. And we have problems now with the teachers union and government and whatever. So there's nobody there to supervise them. So the children do what they feel like doing, and they don't care. You see, you know, that people don't really care, you know, they're just enjoying themselves. So it ain't only a Barbados. You saw Barbados when you didn't get to see others, but it's all over. But what can you do?
True.
You just could talk and just pray as you see it.
That's right.
Anyhow, it's very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Program. Thank you.
Thank you.
And, you know, I want to remind our callers that if you have any thoughts or, you know, questions
It's
for
an open
Carlton,
line today.
yeah, you can call us up. I mean, we've gone straight into discussions we didn't even tell you. So, yes, you can call us up. We have another caller. Yep.
Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Carlton.
My good friend, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I wanted to call very much at the start of the show, but I didn't get through. As a matter of fact, when Phil was talking about mango bab, yeah, that's one of my favorite mangoes. And I mean, she was going like, wow. And the difference between mango bab and all the other mangoes, why she said about mangoes are juicy. With a mango bab has nectar.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
nectar, not juice. It's
That's
different.
right.
It's very
And
different.
it's got like a mixture of, it has a variety of taste. So your
Yes, yes,
taste
yes,
buds
yes,
will
yes,
taste
yes.
something sweet, then you go to tangy, then you
Exactly.
go to
Yeah, no, there are different. There are different species of bab also. Yeah. Let me tell you something. A mango bab is the mango. Yeah. When I was growing up as a young boy, I remember my grandfather took pride in sending me and water his mango bab tree and his lime tree. Telling you, give me a saucepan and give me I buy simple at global West. Especially when it's the dry season.
Yeah.
Yes, he would send me with a saucepan and water those two trees, the mango bab and his lime tree. Yes. When you mentioned about this leptospirosis in Jamaica, I saw this article and the advisory, and let me tell you, I have a concern here because I'm seeing garbage all over the island, all over. As a matter of fact, I go to pick up my daughter every day at just at the back of Kings Hill there, and the garbage has been there for about 3 weeks now. Imagine you opening your front door every day and that's what you see, and then you call the authorities, nothing is happening. I think the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Environmental and Health, they need to do something because this is going to escalate. I mean, I understood there's a problem right next to me is an empty lot where I think the business places next to me complaining with rats, and that is because of the garbage situation. My brother, these rodents, when they get food, they will stick around, they will multiply, and that is what is happening. And I think if something is not done, we will have an outbreak of leptospirosis because really and truly, you see in them, because they are getting fed, they are getting fat, and they are reproducing. So something needs to be done. I mean, we a situation in Jamaica where it just rained, and then maybe all rodents came out. We have a situation where we're growing them because if you have garbage left on the streets and the side corners for weeks, we're going to have a serious problem, and we have had people die from leptospirosis here. And we're talking about sometimes from restaurants, not only from their homes, from restaurants. I know a friend who actually died from eating food at a restaurant, and that happened some years ago. And honestly speaking, these are the things that happen when we don't clean. If you don't clean your house, you're going to get rodents taking over because you're leaving food for them. And if we in the wider part of the society all around Dominica, we have garbage that has not been collected for weeks. We're going to have a serious problem, and something has to be done. Something needs to be done. So I need to say that there because I heard the advisory from Jamaica, and we're supposed to take pattern or model when we see something happening somewhere for us to do it better or do it just like them because they got results. No, I don't know what needs to be done here, but something needs to be done in terms of the garbage collection here because we cannot have a society where we're supposed to be nature island. And you're seeing people walking by garbage like it's okay, and it's sitting there for weeks. I mean, no, man, no. Something needs to be done, my brother. We are in 2017, and when I was growing up as a young boy in the 70s, I didn't see garbage like that because there was a collection system that was working. Okay, it changed. It get modernized. There was another one they skipped. It worked. It worked for a while. They changed it to something else. What we have right now, it's not working for us. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, Mervyn raised a good point, but here's what I would like to say in relation to our garbage. I think that, like our health is our responsibility, we also, as citizens of this island, have to come up with ways to creatively dispose of our garbage. And we've heard the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation speaking about reduce, reuse, recycle. A lot of us dispose of our plastics within the garbage, within our food, or
peeling off our dashing and
right. Yeah. We can use the peels of our dashing as compost. There are a lot of things that we can do. I want to say to you that Sweden and St. Bart's uses their food or their garbage for energy. Can you imagine that? So our landfills don't have, their landfills, I should say, don't have a lot of issues because it starts from the home. Like I was saying, I had a program on Monday where I was talking about this, and I was saying, in the United States, at my mother's home, for instance, my mother and my stepfather, they will have a fit if I put a plastic bottle in the garbage, just unknowingly, No, everything has its place and everything has a day to go out, and everything, it has a way of working out. And I think that the responsibility starts with us. So we have to learn how to dispose of our garbage responsibly and be able to manage and maintain our garbage. Because guess what? You know, when you talked about going to the supermarket and really changing the way you buy things.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us may have a lot of canned products, a lot of products that come in plastic, a lot of products that come in boxes. How are you disposing of that? We need to really think about that.
We have a caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, me again.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw there in an article yesterday on the internet where in a part of California, a man died because of rat eating him. So, and here what we do in our district, other people do. We, like if you have pieces of meat and, you know, those leftovers, we freeze them. We know when the truck is coming, so as soon as we hear the trucks, we carry them out and, you know, put them in the truck ourselves or put them in the garbage can. Right through my news, everybody have a can, so we put all. You don't find you don't find stuff in our district. You know, it will have to be like days, and the truck can come and the can full. But what we do, we use jet fluid and bleach.
Okay.
So, hey, we got problems in certain parts of Barbados with pickup because the trucks work so hard that a lot of them break down. But if we see that somebody that have a truck in the district, we take it up to the dump. You know, or we will ask for a skit and they probably will send us a skit where we could put this stuff in. But we need to be our brothers keepers, and we know rats is very dangerous, and they give us sometimes the free rat poison. So I always try to keep it around the house.
Okay.
And I always, because they have lumber in my yard, so you know, it is lumber and it covered there with trays, so I always, you know, drop the pellets and things in containers where they will go to get it. But I wish you all the best because I love Dominica and I want it to be safe. So
Thank you.
Take care.
Well, you know, Pearl, again, it's a responsible behavior pattern, so that has to be fueled by education.
Yes.
In my area, we were having some problems. I think we're still having some problems in the Mirror area. And I think the truck didn't come maybe for 3 weeks or so, almost a month. And garbage, I mean, there is, you know, the skips all over Dominica by the roadside. I think the Prime Minister has spoken about it, that he doesn't like to see it. And I mean, people were just overflowing those skips with garbage. I kept all of my garbage in my yard. I must have had about 7 pack plastics. All I did, I doubled the plastic bags and kept them neatly in an area that was dry, that water wasn't going to meet it. And then I just waited for when the skip was empty.
Right.
And I went up. But you taking your garbage, you're seeing that all of the bins and the skips are overflowing, and then you taking yours and to put by the roadside. You're really not helping the situation.
Right. Well, I had the opportunity on Monday to interview Florian Mitchell, and who is the general manager of Dominica Solid Waste. And one of the things that he did say was that, for instance, if you eat fish, you know that, let's say, for instance, the garbage truck will not come on the day that you cook the fish. You clean the fish, you take out the guts. He said all you need to do is just put it in a bag, keep it refrigerated, so that you know on the day when the garbage truck is due to come, you throw it out on that day. Because those are the things that's going to be bringing rats around and dogs. And if you package and you dispose of your garbage properly, you will find that dogs won't come sifting through your garbage.
True.
We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, morning.
Good morning to you, my dear.
Something again I noticed with some people. You know, I live in Maho. When you're coming down on the hill to enter in Maho, they build a skip.
Yes.
A nice bigger house. It looked like a bus stop.
Yes.
And, you know, too long, we had a few people I was involved in it. We clean around it, we plant flowers, get that place clean. And I was passing. And I saw people that not even living in the area.
Wow.
That is a problem, sir.
Dumping their garbage here. They don't wait when they only collect garbage in Maho on Monday, Tuesday and Friday. Some people don't wait when the day for garbage come to collect, to put their rubbish outside. They put their garbage outside all midnight, anytime, and it looks so untidy in the community. Only you pass from them. For that last week, the truck men passed home anyway. And you know the place is full of garbage.
Yeah.
And it is a mess. And another thing, Carlson, if you're taking a walk, let's say you go to an exercise, or you see the amount of styrofoam containers so all along the street, especially the KFC box. My goodness. They say about keep Dominica clean and green. I don't think yet it's clean and green. The amount of nastiness some people do on transport when they pass, they just fling fly jetty. They don't worry. But it looks so untidy. And it is a mess.
Yes.
When you are walking to see the state of the place, to see this kind of thing, they're watching you telling me, Nimoy, watch me. That's looking so bad. And let me tell you, all time the rubbish truck, I don't hear the rubbish truck coming up that hill, I not putting out my rubbish.
Yeah.
Because when you see them though, take your rubbish and make a mess. You don't want to see your hand in that.
It's true.
I don't know why some people are waiting when the rubbish truck come out, put out their rubbish. Some people, the rubbish truck don't pass. They put their rubbish in when they know it's their own. They will not say, well, the rubbish truck don't pass. Let me bring it back at my way. It's there we have to put it staying right there. No matter what the mess. Dogs will the mess. They will not turn back and clean it. But to have a safe and clean environment, people check back now. See what we do. Look at our mistake. Okay, we put our garbage in the truck don't pass. Take it out. Put it by you. Put it in a safe place. When the time comes, put it back outside. They will not do that.
Yes.
So the place can never stay clean and tidy. Do have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And that's true. And you know, and I want to say something. You know, we're so gung ho and you know, besides ourselves about the garbage not being collected. There was a time when garbage was not being collected. There was a time, and we also have to be really thankful that we have this service at the moment. And I was saying on my show that the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation has evolved over the years. Because I remember in the community I grew up, there was a big dumper at the bottom of the hill, and that is where every household would have to drive and bring their garbage. And we've gone through a progression, a different stage of now we're having our garbage being picked up, you know. And so not everything is going to always be perfect. And I think that we need to, again, take responsibility for how we dispose
But
of
you
it.
know, one of the things that I've seen though, Pearl, and I do drive throughout the island, you seldom see that type of behavior on the rural side. I mean, I was in Lapland recently, and I was like in awe how neat Lapland is. There was no mess on the roadside. I'm like, what's happening? And you see that in Vegas and Penville as well. That's another community too.
Right.
If they've put out the garbage and the truck doesn't come, everybody goes back and they put back the garbage in the yard. They put it back in the yard. You know, so what is the problem on the West Coast?
Well, what is the problem in town? Why is it that we leave those rural areas and come to town and create a mess? The other thing is, I think that we can take an example from the rural communities. They really know, they've developed and created the culture of cleanliness and beautiful and green and keeping our community in pristine. We can do the same thing. We can absolutely do the same thing.
Because you go to even the valley as well. You go to Trafalgar, you go to these places, and it's beautifully clean.
Right. One of the other things that Florian Mitchell did say was that, you know, people are of the notion that if they don't throw their garbage down, somebody will not have a job. And that is the ignorance. That is and when I say ignorance, I mean the uneducated factor of some of the people in our culture. They will feel that if they throw something down, that means somebody has a job to pick it up. No, this is your country. It's your responsibility, because guess what? When you throw that plastic and that plastic makes its way down into the sea, guess what? Our turtles, our marine life is devastated because of it. And it goes back to being responsible and doing the right thing all the time. We have to be conscious of doing the right thing all the time.
All the time.
Not just some of the time. I do want to make a point. One of the things that I read while I was doing research for my program with Florian Mitchell was that urban India generates 188,000 over that tons of waste per day. And 68 million tons of municipal solid waste per year. That's a lot of garbage. That's a lot of garbage.
I mean, they have a dense population too.
They do have a dense population. And one of the things that they do is to do where they get rid of their garbage by burning it, but then that creates
Another
pollution
right.
in the air. So definitely we have to think of creative ways of disposing our garbage. So my grandmother, for instance, will say, when you peel food or dash in or whatever
Right,
the
you
case may
just
be,
put it-
just take it and put it on the side.
Put it in your floor in your floor garden.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Natural compost.
Right.
That's it.
We have another caller.
Yep.
Just
Good
about
morning.
Good morning, caller. I'm sorry.
Okay, next caller.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pearl and
Carlton.
And whom?
Carlton.
Carlton.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I should have remembered Carlton better than Pearl. Carlton is a more popular name than Pearl. That doesn't mean Pearl. That doesn't mean it doesn't have a good name.
Well, thank you.
Okay. You all spoke a while ago regarding the behavior of children. School children in particular. And I've been always wondering what can be done to have a single breadwinner going to work and the other parent stays home to attend to the children. That's a difficult question because, gone are the days when, one breadwinner will go to work and the mom stays home. We call them stay-home moms. And they have to raise, people don't make children again. Gone are the days when a mother would make 15 children, would have 15 children, 10 children. My parents had 10 of us, 11 of us as a matter of fact, because my dad had one, outside. But my mom and my dad had raised 10 of us. And, he was one of the most fortunate ones because he learned at school and he had a good job from teaching up to permanent secretary. But the fact about it is that she still had to raise 10 of us. And with what he did, of course, he still gave her, in those days we call him a servant, a maid, or a helper. Because raising 10 children was not easy. But we lived a very good life. The girls shared one bed for themselves. And the boys one bed for themselves. And today you find that every child wants his own bedroom. The husband wants his own room. The wife wants her own room. And hence the reason why it makes it so expensive to have one breadwinner.
But then in your sense though, based on what you're saying, how does it correlate to what we've mentioned in one of the news items?
Well, I understand what he's saying because the other day I actually had the same thought. What if mothers were to stay home and be the disciplinarian at home? Because years ago that's what it was. You could never go home knowing that you were misbehaving. Your mother would be there waiting for you. But a lot of times now children, mother is not home, daddy is not home. They have the total freedom to do whatever they want to do.
Yes. The other most option and best option. Back then when we went to school, we left school at 3:00 or 3:30. 3:30. But we had to go home and do everything, and we learned.
Right.
All right? That didn't keep us back from learning at all. As a matter of fact, we read better than children who are reading now.
True.
We were very much, better behaved. And even some of us who did not attend secondary school, like myself, we were able to apply ourselves much better than those who even have the subjects today.
More analytical.
So that is the other best option, is to extend the school hours to 3:30. So that when the children go home, the parents are there. The parents get up from work at 4:00. As a matter of fact, the parents and the children can even go home together.
I get you.
When you send a child home from school at 1:00, 1:30, what do you expect to happen?
Right, and she has that freedom. Anybody could come over. She could invite a young boy.
They will call their friends. They will call their friends. And guess where they are? In the bedroom.
That's right.
In a bedroom where a lot of things can happen. and not can, but a lot of things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So this is one thing that the Ministry of Education, that maybe you all should suggest
Mm-hmm.
to the Ministry of Education to bring back those school hours, reinstate those school hours, those long school hours, just for the purpose of child supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Child supervision. Regarding the disposal of garbage, I walk around town, and it seems to be this very same situation all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
You see those blocks where the guys sit?
Yeah.
Where the guys sit and idle and just smoke and sniff for the whole day
Mm-hmm.
and drinking and just swearing your mother this and your mother that. These, if you look at those areas, because they're coming with something to eat or drink, and they throw it right down there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put it back in the plastic. The plastic that they came with, they don't put it back in plastic and so let them put it in the garbage, you know. It stays right there. So the plastic stays there, the styrofoam stays there, or the plastic, whatever it is, stays there, and they go about their business. Tomorrow they come back and sit in the same dirty place. All right? So their only concern is to sit down there, curse, drink, smoke, sniff, and just on the scooter and just waste time. Now, it can be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It can be stopped because they make benches and they sit there. Break up the benches.
Mm-hmm. Caller, thank you so much.
We have to take the blue by the horn, you know.
Yes, I agree.
You know, one morning I went up early taking my little walk, and I'm seeing dogs pulling out Pampers with babies poo from the garbage in Roseau. So the parents, so the mothers, and the parents, I don't say mothers, those responsible for the children, for the babies, cannot tell themselves that they cannot dispose of those things in the garbage there. Keep it in your backyard until the garbage truck is passing. And that happens a lot in Roseau. That happens a lot in Roseau. So, you know, the environment can take care of itself, you know. There's way to take care of the environment, but we need some stiff, very, very stiff decisions.
Thank you very much for caller for your contribution.
Thank you. That was actually a great contribution,
Yes.
especially our young children. Who sometimes when they leave school just stand out on the corners, you know, in different streets in town, and you know, are not. I remember when I finished school at 3:45. By 4 o'clock, I had to be home.
That's it.
That was it. So, listen. One of the things I'd like to say, especially the disposal of garbage. If we say we love Dominica, we have to show love, and so that would mean don't hurt her.
Right.
Don't dispose of your litter. All over her. Take care of her because she gives us so much. Our country gives us so much. So we therefore need to give her that respect.
And I truly agree with the way that you've said this. And I think it as well too, you know, the old refrigerator and the old stove and the old furniture, do not put it by the roadside. It really doesn't look good.
No.
I've seen that and it really pisses me off when people do that. I mean, I don't know if it's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, they would, you know, take it out from their yard and put it by the road. How do you expect that to fit onto a truck?
That's right.
You know, so these are things that we need to be more prudent and more responsible about. But again, we are really, really out of time. Until next week, we will be with you again for another episode of Health Vibes. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You were listening to Health Vibes, a production of Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
Hey, my name is Mr. Vegas, and I just want to take time out to tell you how great God has been to me. If God has been great to you, I want you all just enjoy this song. I'm to the highest mountain.